Majestic.
Right?
Hey guys, Work here. Welcome back to the bench. Today, I've got my trusty EDC firearm for you, my CZ P07. We're going to go over this. We're going to talk about some of the pros and cons, and what happened this last time out. We're going to pull her down real quick, and we're going to do some fixing so that I can use her again, because until then, she's sidelined. First thing we're going to do, make sure there's nothing inside. Toss the ammo to the side. I'm going to talk a little bit about it. The reason I chose this instead of a Glock 19, I prefer a hammer-fired to striker-fired, both for reliability and safety reasons. As long as it doesn't impact me poorly by giving me a bad firearm, I'd like to be a little bit different. And that's what this CZ has given me. It's given me the opportunity to be a little bit different and still have a great, reliable firearm. First, before we start pulling her down, we'll just go over some of the features of it. The P07 and the P09 line have slightly larger slides than your standard CZ75s. This is really nice. It gives you a little bit more reciprocating mass in the polymer frame guns, which softens the recoil a little bit. It also gives you a little bit more slide to get a purchase on for racking. You'll see that I have mine in the decocker configuration. That slide area is really nice. I noticed especially in my CZ Phantom, which is a polymer frame SP01, that it has more recoil than firearms of similar size. More than likely because of the mass of the slide. So this increased mass on the P07 and the P09 reduces that felt recoil. A couple of the frame features on it, you'll notice it has really nice stippling along the palm areas on the grip. It's got really nice patches of stippling up here, great for indexing your finger on, both when you're in the safety and with the thumbs forward grip. The stippling on the frame itself, on the front, it's relatively aggressive, yet not painful, and on the rear, it's slightly less aggressive, and it changes with the interchangeable backstraps. This pistol comes with 3 interchangeable backstraps. I run the smallest one because I have tiny girly hands with sausage fingers, and that one is just the one that fits me the best. So the P07 has these front cocking serrations as well for press checks. So another update between the P07 Duty and the P07 is the addition of iron sights. These particular iron sights have night sights in it, but you'll notice a little bit of a problem. I'm missing some of my dots. This happened just this recent shooting excursion. I'll show you that video.
What? Oh. It's better than I'm gonna do.
Did you miss that big one?
Apparently.
That one?
That one sprays some water up, doesn't it?
You want me to film?
No, it's kind of fun, but my front sight fell out. But while we're working on this today, we're going to go ahead and pull this down. We're going to scrape this last bit of sight out, and then we're going to put some paint in here to fix this problem. Going on from there, the barrel style is the standard tilt barrel found in Glocks and MMPs. It is not the locking lug style barrel in the CZ75s and SP01s. Now the barrel itself is a cold hammer forged barrel, which is rather impressive for a firearm in this price point. These things come in right under $500, and for $500 you're getting the strongest material that you can use for a barrel in a pistol. The barrel length is 3.75 inches. Overall dimensions of this pistol are 7.2 inches long, 5.3 inches high, and 1.46 inches wide. That makes it slightly wider than a Glock 19. Overall dimensions in the other ones are pretty similar. Another great part about the P07 and P09 lines is the integration of the Omega trigger. The Omega trigger is a simplified CZ75 trigger. It has less parts, and all of the parts are interlocking, which means that the trigger system can be pulled apart without the use of tools. It also allows you the swappable decocker and safety. Now, while I've got it together here, I do want to show you this real quick. This is a standard CZ75 magazine, which does go in, and it locks. The only problem that I've found with CZ75 magazines as opposed to the P07 and P09 magazines is that the slide stop doesn't work. Although they work, there is a slight functionality problem, but in a bind you can rely on CZ75 magazines. So some of the problems that I've come across are obviously the sight problems, which we're going to fix tonight. It also, I've noticed every now and then that with cheaper ammo it ejects straight up and back rather than out the side. I don't have that problem with more expensive ammo. It's not a big issue as it ejects well up over your head. It's just a noticeably different ejection pattern. Now, I haven't used that ammo with any other pistol, so I don't know if it's universal across all pistols, if that ammo just happens to eject in that pattern, but that's something I've noticed with this firearm. Another issue is accessories. The P07 and P09 line are relatively new. They're not high volume, or at least not high volume like Glock and M&P are, so accessories are very difficult to find. Holsters, etc. Sights especially, which is very frustrating, especially now. You can, however, find custom holster companies that will make Kydex holsters for you. There are plenty of companies on websites like eBay and Etsy that will also sell holsters for them. And the last issue that kind of goes along with the accessories is magazine availability. Magazines for these are few and far between and extremely expensive as far as magazines go. You're going to pay anywhere between $35 to $45 for the 15-round magazines that go in the P07. Alright, now we're going to take it down and I'm going to fix these sights. In order to break down the P07, there are witness marks here that you hold the slide on, line up the witness marks, and you have to pull out the slide stop. Like I said in my Tankvoglia witness review, a lot of people think this is the downside of CZ and that it needs a tool or a lot of effort. It's not really true. Line those up, grab your magazine, push, pin comes out, slide and barrel come off. Now again, this is a CZ, so as all CZs, the slide runs inside the rails rather than the outside. I'm going to put the frame to the side. I'm going to take a look at the slide here. The slide is relatively dirty. I did just take it out shooting. I'm going to go ahead and fix the sights, and then I'll get it cleaned up later on. We're going to go ahead and pull out the captive recoil spring, remove the barrel, set those aside. Here's the slide. So the first thing that I need to do now that I've got it taken apart is I need to remove this last dot out of here. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do that, so we're going to use a pick. We're going to try to pick it out of there. I'm actually relatively surprised at how difficult it is to get this out of here, considering the other two just popped out while I was shooting it. Probably a better way to do this, but that takes more thought than I'm willing to put into it. There we go. And that is pretty much it. Another thing that I'm going to do while I'm doing this, since these sights are pretty much toast as far as the stock configuration goes anyway, I'm going to take a small file and I'm going to rough up in these holes a little bit, and that'll give my paint a little bit better surface area to hold on to so that I don't have the issue again. Okay, so I think that's good enough there. So here I've got my paints that we're going to use. So these are the colors that I'm going to use first. The reason I'm going to use two different colors is to still have my 3-dot system and line up my sights. However, this will give me the opportunity to acquire my front sight much faster with it being an off color. So first let's do the front sight. We're going to do the front sight in high-vis orange, and I think we're going to try this. Here we've just got a paper clip that is a similar size to the holes that we're putting the paint in. We're just going to use the paper clip. We're going to dip it in the paint, gather paint on it, and then use the paper clip to put the paint into the hole. So there we go. We've got the paint in the front sight hole. Now I'm going to clean off my paper clip and do the same to the back with the green paint. Okay, so now I've got my green paint. I'm going to do the same thing to the rear sights. And there's two done. So now I have high-vis orange in the front, high-vis green in the rear, and that'll hold me over until I get a good set of sights. Now what I ask from you guys, if you have a P07 and run aftermarket sights on it, what aftermarket sights do you run? And what do you like about them? What do you dislike about them? Which ones would you recommend? Write it in the comments below. So I'm going to set this aside to dry, clean up my workbench here, and recap. CZ P07, polymer lower, steel upper, not CZ75 magazines. Slide that rides inside the rails rather than outside, the standard CZ75 grip angle, some great iron sights that tend to lose their dots, which is not so great, cold hammer forged barrel, front accessory rail, and overall, the same size as a Glock 19. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, write your sight comments down in the description below so I can take a look at some of the sight options and see which ones I like and give them a try. Till next time, remember, do your research, get informed, and get to work.